Okay, welcome back to the channel. Now, before you guys roast me, why are you wearing a jacket indoors? It's freezing as hell. Like, trust me, it's so cold. And literally, I was outside. I just came back in. But on YouTube, I just saw this really funny video I thought I'd react to. It's Safiya has made one of her funny fashion parody videos again. This time she's wearing the Y Project Ugg boots. And I think she's just wearing it for a week to see how people react. So yeah, it should be good. I haven't watched the video, so yeah, let's just see how it is. Might be annoying, it could be cringy, or it could actually be quite funny, but we'll never know.
Hello friends, and welcome to another video. This week we're going to be taking on yet another questionable fashion item, thigh-high Uggs. Yes, that's right, your middle school self's
never
favorite
diss
winter
Ugg boots.
shoes
Ugg boots
have
are so
gone
nice, you know.
sexual. Well, maybe
I think
not
they're so
sexual,
fashionable,
but they've
personally.
definitely grown up. Now, I was
see,
first
the Y
made
Project
aware of these
boots,
Uggs back
but
in January of this year when designer brand Y Project sent them down the runway during Paris Fashion Week. Yes, that is the same Y Project of 4-foot long sleeve denim jacket fame.
Oh my
and with
God.
one glance at these boots,
do you know what makes me laugh
the
about her? Wait,
internet
let me
had
pause this.
feelings.
Do you know what makes me
Bizarre
laugh about her? So
thigh-high
many
Ugg
of these
boots
like
divide the
fashion critics and stuff, that like she pisses them off so much because they're always like, oh, you don't understand fashion, you don't understand what's going on, it's for a certain look, blah blah blah, it's to go against the grain. Like, that's not what she does. Like, she is literally on here to troll fashion, to make fun of it. Like, when fashion critics say, oh, she doesn't even know fashion, that's not the point. It's like more of a comedy thing. Like, personally, I find it funny. Yeah, it's just better funny. And her sense of humor is so dry, it's like, nah.
internet. This Y Project Ugg collab will trigger you. Yes, folks, they're real. And they're horrifying. But regardless of whatever feelings people have about this mid-2000s fever dream, here are the facts. They are very tall, they seem very warm, although I guess that's not a fact. Nope. And they are much more
What I don't understand is how it actually
shrunken
stays on your leg. It
aren't
looks
all
so
that
baggy,
cheap to
like
begin
it'll just
with.
fall
But
off your leg.
because I'm predictable, I bought them. And now they're here. Tyler, I actually might need your help. I don't think I can just like pick it up off camera.
Box is actually massive.
Oh, all right. So this large package is my Uggs. I am pretty impressed by the size of the box, and I was also even more impressed by the size of like the shipping box that these came in. We had recently ordered a sofa, and we thought it could possibly be a sofa. It's a little sticky. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to open up the tissue paper. Oh! So here is a thigh-high Ugg that is probably literally the size of a 3rd grader. Oh my God, it can stand up on its, oh no, it can't. I mean, besides like the intimidating height, it does look mostly like a normal Ugg. It's definitely more like wrinkly up here, but down here, it's
I don't really like the top. The top is just so baggy.
Shape. They did have a heeled thigh-high Ugg version, but I felt like looking at that one, it was missing some of the classic essence of Ugg.
I actually want to know how rigid that top is. Is it actually solid, or does it just flop about?
This is where I live now.
It seems really rigid.
Made of Uggs. This is like Eeyore's house. I'm like a little bit speechless just from the sheer height of these things, but based on the title of this video, I think I'm gonna have to wear them. So let's try them on, shall we? All right, so standing next to them, they are definitely thigh-high. I would even call them like crotch height, pube height.
Maybe she got a size too big.
All right, do you want to take a look inside?
All right, so there's your classic Ugg interior.
Except it just descends into nothingness. It's a portal to Hades or to Australia.
We're taking you inside the Ugg here, guys.
This is like a colonoscopy.
That is the view from Australia.
All right, so without further ado, let's put my feet in here. Oh my God. Okay, I'm in. My foot's in. I think
that must be so uncomfortable.
Higher, but I think that it has reached a point where my thigh is too thick for like the leg opening.
It looks like one of those videos where you see like a python eat a deer.
Yeah. All right. They're on, I guess. I
mean, they don't actually look as bad on as I thought they would. Oh, they're actually wearable.
Awesome.
I don't know, the way they wore it on the runway, it just looked so baggy. But now that she's wearing it, it looks quite fitted. Yeah. These are actually really wearable.
But I guess that's something we're going to have to figure out this week, along with temperature control and general styling.
You know what? You look like you're wearing like fully packed. Like the Mighty Ducks.
Looking like a grasshopper.
Quack, quack, quack. Either that or I look like Dustin, like trying to capture D'Artagnan the Demodog.
Nah, she looks like a grasshopper. With that posture.
You ate my cat! So for day one of our UGG venture, I wanted to style the Uggs like Y Project had styled them for their runway show. So I have this sort of like oversized white long sleeve turtleneck t-shirt. Are those all the words I needed to say? And I added a couple of safety pins to simulate the sort of like wrinkle or blouse effect.
Her sense of humor reminds me of
went for some floofy hoop
what's her name?
pins,
Emily.
as well as a nudie makeup.
The Emily that
So
does
since I was
Chicken
going
Shop
for a
Date.
recreation of how Y
That
Project
sense of
themselves
humor is
styled
just...
the Uggs, I'm not sure if it's up to me to say whether or not this outfit works. I'm trying to be avant-garde high fashion. Is this fashion? But if I were to guess what Y Project is going for with this look, I would say it's a
She just
original
takes the
and
piss out of
innovative.
fashion
The
all the
specific
time.
designer
It's
who
so
sort of
funny.
like came up with the idea for this collab really seemed to harp on like the softness of the UGG. So I feel like in general it's supposed to be like
Then Martins.
there is some harmony with like the scrunches of the Uggs and like the single scrunch of the shirt.
I'm
And I
still
do
impressed
think
by
that
how they
that's,
look.
like,
I didn't know
reflective
they
of Y
looked
Project's, like, general
that good
aesthetic.
on
they seem
foot.
to love like wrinkly,
'Cause I'd only seen them on the
scrunched,
runway.
draped, oversized things.
You are like a human couch potato.
Yes, potato vibes, but fashion.
No,
potato.
Y Project
So
denim
as
is really
for
nice,
actually
personally.
wearing these boots out
Especially the
into
women's
world for
stuff.
the first time, I had a few thoughts. First off, I found them quite toasty. Okay, in the shade it's not so bad, but in the sun, I'm like a sweat ball. Oh, I'm warm. I'm warm. Everyone, I'm warm. I also found them kind of tough to move in because as you walk, the material of each boot rubs against each other.
I mean, if you walk like that, it's gonna rub against each other. Just
It
saying.
sort of does raise the question for me, how did people walk down a runway gracefully in these? Because I tried to come up with like a runway walk in these shoes and it wasn't very good.
Hey, Tyra always says you want to have a signature walk. That's a signature walk.
This is it. I call it the compass. I will say though that when wearing these boots without pants, they don't get stuck on your thighs as much. They're definitely more slouchy without leg wear to give them some traction. And with the extra room, I was actually able to turn the tops inside out, which is how the girl I was copying wore hers. But then you can see my tag.
Yeah, see what I mean? Maybe it's because models are just skinny as hell.
To bring scissors
So
movies.
it just
Yeah,
looks
quite a good
really,
Maybe I'll
really
try
like
and trim them off once we've uploaded the video.
baggy
So for
on their
day
legs,
two, I
and
wanted
that's why
to
it didn't
look
look
to a
as good
celebrity
as
who
it
has
does
actually
on her
worn the
leg.
thigh-high Uggs
Because her
for
leg
my
like
outfit
fills out
inspiration.
the
So
boots.
I went for a loose recreation of Rihanna's
Looks a
thigh-high
lot
Ugg
better on her.
outfit, and her general aesthetic was UGG, a lot of gold jewelry,
So I-
and just sort of
so I
like
guess this is one of the
brown-toned
few
scarf
things
tied
where
around her body. Though she
not
did
being
have, like,
skinny, it
pointed
actually
toed
looks
and
better.
heeled thigh-high Uggs, I felt like the color scheme and general proportions were the same, so I feel like the look was somewhat transferable. So to capture her look, I went for a copper-toned velvet dress from Fashion Nova.
Oh
I'm a
my
Nova
god,
babe.
this outfit.
Everyone, I am a Nova babe. Which obviously isn't quite as bold
This looks like
as
a
just wearing
practical
some
joke.
strategic fabric.
Oh
I'm
my
not sure
days.
I'm ready for the scarf.
YouTube definitely isn't.
That's true. Ad distributors are not ready for the scarf.
No.
But it did have a little drapery in a similar location to some of her scarf's ties, creating sort of a comparable tan and bunchy effect. I will say it is sort of like a sexy Sharpay look.
From High School Musical?
No, like the Wrinkle Dogs.
Oh, got it.
Overall, I think I get what she's going for.
This guy
by
said
trying to
Sharpay
match her
from High
top
School
to the
Musical.
boots. I kind of feel like a Tin Man. Or I guess more like a bronze man. But even though I had attempted to go for a more wearable version of her outfit, I still had some difficulties as my Fashion Nova dress, Fashion Nova,
Why does she walk
kept
like that?
riding up as I walked. Literally, I'm crashing everyone. Why is this happening?
It's just a very personal video. This is your truth.
So maybe I should have just worn the scarf. I am not sure if this was a successful styling, but I think I gave a few people in their cars a nice view. So for our third UGG day, I wanted to finally take my fate
Yeah,
into
this
my
looks a
own
lot
hands
better.
and try and style these
Like,
UGGs
all
for
jokes
myself.
aside, this
So
is
I have sort of
actually
like a loose black
pretty good.
turtleneck sweater dress, as well as some
Pretty good outfit. I think she should pull up the
Uggs.
Uggs. When you push them down, it looks baggy, and I don't think it's a good look.
I
feel like these Uggs look better when they're fitted on your leg.
In their entirety, but I also want something autumnal to like go with like the coziness of the Uggs. I haven't worn a sweater in a while.
We're coming up on sweater weather.
You gotta say sweater weather.
Sweater weather.
In general, I thought this outfit moderately worked. My turtleneck sweater dress was kind of giving me cafe vibes, like perhaps I should have included a beret or a baguette. I just need like a little bongo or something, you know, like spoken word drum, and then I'll go like. But even without
A beret would have
beret,
actually, I don't know, would have added to the outfit actually.
Complemented each other. But as I
Maybe
was
a white
walking up
one
to these boots,
or a black one.
figuratively and literally,
Definitely not red.
No, it is not sweater weather. I figured I was in need of a sanity check, just to see what everyone else thought. So we posted a photo of this outfit to Instagram, where you guys are brutally honest. So after a few days, our pic racked up about 10,000 comments, some of which were positive. Oh my god, you look like Link from Legend of Zelda. I stan. More of which were negative. I hate these.
Oh
and
my
a few
god.
which I didn't understand. You look like Tana Mojo if she was a Canadian 4th grader. In general, I would say you guys came up with some pretty good comparative
People on the
imagery.
internet
Ariana
go
Grande, but make
so
it
ham,
bagged
like,
lunch, but make
people
it
need to
fashion.
chill
Looks
out.
like kebab to me. But I think the overall consensus was, after looking at them for a second, you did not like them. Now, I'm not sure I'd be quite so hard on them.
I mean, they are called
looks-wise,
Ugg
but I have
boots.
been spending a lot of time with them, so I may be developing a soft spot. Speaking of softness though, one thing I started to notice by day 3 was how flaccid they were becoming with repeated wears, as they started to sag a lot as I walked around and required near constant maintenance. I just want to make sure they look as tall as possible for the
Okay.
picture. Because if they're just knee-high Uggs,
Like I
they're
said,
not
once they
that
start
bad. And I'm
doing that,
also
it doesn't
starting
look
to
as
see more
good.
creases in the
When
toe
it
from,
stays
like, the
tight
motion
to your
of my
skin,
foot as I
then it
walked.
looks good. When it slacks and like
Though I
drops
feel
down,
like
it's like a
pretty
sock.
common knowledge that Uggs
Doesn't
get
really look that
ruined over
nice.
time, I guess just thinking about the price of these, one would hope that they would be a little hardier. Just smoothing. Don't worry. But at the end of the day, they're not. There's just more Ugg. So for day 4, I wanted to throw it back a little bit to the dawn of the Ugg era with a mid-2000s inspired outfit. It's like, this is me 10 years later, these are the Uggs 10 years later.
Yeah.
Remember Uggs? This is what they look like now. Feel old yet? So for this outfit, I went for a denim mini skirt to really hone in on that iconic weather-confused look, which is essentially normal LA clothes, but also Uggs, as well as a white layering tank top.
That's reminding me of all
and
these like American high school
velour hoodie.
movies.
The other really key part of the outfit is that my hair gets stuck in my lip gloss. That's a must. And then you also have to eat a little bit of lip gloss.
Yeah.
Though my memory of Uggs begins in the 2000s, which is, from what I can tell, really when they became fashionable among the youths, Uggs actually have a somewhat lengthy history.
They're still fashionable. I mean, they're not mainstream, but yeah, they're still fashionable. A lot of people still wear Uggs. Like, don't get it twisted.
Before their mainstream breakthrough as one of Oprah's favorite things in 2000, and before they were featured on the feet of the US Winter Olympic team in 1994, Uggs were a surfing shoe. In the 1960s, Ugg boots were popular with Australian surfers, who wore them for
What?
warmth
Uggs were used
after
for
hitting some
surfing.
chilly waves, brah. And yes, they were
Oh,
called Uggs.
I was
long
about to
before
say,
their
that
brand
material
Ugg
in
came
water
around.
would just make
One
them
Australian
smell.
manufacturer claims that he named his
I can
boots
see how that
Uggs
makes
in
sense. It would keep your foot
1958
warm.
after
Yeah,
his
yeah.
wife commented that the first pair he made were ugly. While some argue that the name comes from the Fug boots worn by the Royal Air Force during World War I, which coincidentally was short for flying ugly. Now, what really surprises me about Uggs is their past as a surfing boot, given their propensity for staining and wear and tear. Though I guess their beachy origins make wearing them with a miniskirt more reasonable. What doesn't surprise me is that people have always had hang-ups over the way Uggs look, as even at their peak in the 2000s,
Oh my gosh, he looks so
they were not
stupid when
pretty
she's like trying to hold it up.
I refuse to have elephant feet.
Elephant feet.
So I guess the question is, why would Y Project, who are ostensibly fashionable, want to make thigh-high versions of these bad boys? Well, I guess one possible reason
Because it's
is
cool and it
coziness.
would make
The
a big
saving grace
talking
of the
point,
Ugg
which
has
would make the
always
brand
been
relevant.
comfort. So I guess why not just have more of it, as their designer implied? But I'm not sure that's the whole story. I think the more likely scenario, given all these headlines, is that they're trying to be subversive. Now, thigh-high boots have been considered sexy and fashion-forward women's womenswear since the 1960s, in cahoots with the rise of the miniskirt. So mashing up a boot that is definitely sexy with a boot that is arguably ugly might just be juxtaposy enough to be
there we go.
Something to note
See,
is
she
that
gets
my
it.
project isn't the only trendy brand
She gets
to
it.
collab with UGG even in the last year. So perhaps they're all looking for a bit of their own shock and UGG. But even
See,
though
I didn't
these
even know about
collabs
those
are a bit
other
cheeky, at
UGG
the end of the
collaborations.
day,
That
I
just
think
goes
the
to
joke
show
is on
you
the
that
UGG haters, as
why
UGG seems to
projects
be
played their
content
cards right,
trading
making it a
some
high
roasting
top,
for
because
continued
everyone was talking
relevance,
about
which
it.
is
That's
more
how I
than
got
you
to
can
find
say
out
for a
about
lot
it.
of other 2000s trends. Now, in regards to my historical outfit, I didn't really mind it all that much. I think because it was an homage to a nostalgic and familiar look. It's less avant-garde because you're like, yeah, I remember that.
I mean, I don't remember these, but I remember something like these.
And even though I never owned my own Uggs as a youngin', this look took me back to a different time.
I feel like you put those Uggs on with this outfit, and you're a teenager.
That's how I feel. I'm just slightly less hormonal, and I've got a bit of a bigger butt. But besides that, very teenaged. So for the last 3 days of our UGG week, Tyler and I happened to be traveling to Philadelphia to visit Tyler's family, and I am taking my Uggs with me so they can experience some colder weather. Now, one unexpected
I wonder how she's
obstacle
gonna
was
fit
the
that in a
question of
suitcase.
how to get them to Philadelphia. Now, I was all ready to like stick my
Yeah,
little
exactly.
things back in my Uggs and pack them up, but they are larger than our suitcase. And though I could have like folded them in half, I was concerned based on the fact that they had already started to crease in other places, that they would just get like a big crease down the middle.
You know what this means, right?
I think I'm gonna have to wear them on the plane. This was not my finest decision. Now, we
Oh,
didn't leave our
no.
house late for our flight, but there was a
She
lot
can't
of
be
traffic at
serious.
the airport itself, so we ended up having to park.
She's gonna wear that.
And yes, I was sprinting in my thigh-high Uggs.
Imagine going through security with those big UGG boots. They're just gonna be like, what do you have in there?
By wearing them,
You
was
hiding a
completely
bomb
out the
in your
window
boots.
Before we even got on the plane.
Can we make it?
I don't know yet. We'll see. Now, after running through the airport, we did eventually make our flight, which was good, but it also meant that my legs were very sweaty and also trapped inside an UGG in an airplane.
It's almost like a little snuggie. We are on a red eye, so.
Oh yeah, did we mention? We're on a red eye. Now, in an attempt to sleep, I took my Uggs off, but even so, they took up a lot of valuable leg space, so it was a very uncomfortable flight. Tyler, I can't fathom putting these back on again. I've been clutching them between my thighs in my sleep for hours. And needless to say, I probably should have just packed them. So for day 5, our first day in Philly, I wanted to go for sort of like a winter casual outfit. Sort of like an outfit you might actually wear with Uggs, but the Uggs are just really big. So my usual winter casual would, of course, be all black.
I actually like some of these outfits. Are actually good. Like she's trying to make fun of fashion. She's like trying to make a joke out of it. But actually, some of these outfits are actually quite good. Not even gonna lie. And you can tell she's done her research into fashion for the video. She's done research into Y Project and into UGG boots as a whole. So as much as there's like comedy behind her videos, you can learn a lot, and there's a big history aspect as well.
You like celebrate, yeah.
Which was definitely a challenge to recreate with the Uggs on.
You're carrying a lot of dead weight here.
That's how you train, right?
Yeah.
You need some drag.
These are almost like those ankle weights.
Yeah, similar, but worse. All right, now what do? Turn around?
Yeah, you just gotta put your arms up.
I tried this a few times.
Make them a little more vertical. Yeah.
As it seemed like a popular activity. After that, I realized that the museum's marquee exhibit was called Fabulous Fashion.
If that's not fashion, nothing is.
So it was almost as if they had anticipated my arrival. Have you gotten some good pans down from the sign?
Oh, yeah.
To the Fabulous Uggs?
After watching this video, they should replace that sign with your Uggs.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who that is. Get her out of there. Get out! So to continue our tour of Philadelphia, we headed over to Independence Hall to harass the birthplace of our nation with Thigh-High Uggs. I just wonder if the founding fathers knew it would come to this. Maybe John Hancock would have liked them.
Oh my days, she's such a weirdo. In a good way, though.
My favorite founding father, Ben Franklin, would have liked them. You know, they're innovative, new, invention-y.
And they cost lots of Benjamins.
Okay. Finally, to conclude our Philadelphia day, we visited Wawa, which is a convenience store, but funner. basically. Now, while in Wawa, I found an unintended use for the saggage of my Uggs: snack hiding.
You mean for carrying, not hiding.
Right, carrying. Storage. Now, I don't.
See, that's what I was saying in the airport,
but you can
where they would have been
definitely
asking,
save
oh,
some
what are you
stuff.
hiding in your
These there, I'm
Uggs?
gonna
So
have to
yeah,
buy
you
them
could
and decide if I
definitely
want
sneak
these or
stuff
not.
in there.
Yeah, put this one in there.
That's the one you like?
Yeah.
And then act like
Alright,
you're
I
just
think
walking
probably the
and...
most
Because no
legal
one's
use
really
for
going to
this would be
suspect
to,
you
like,
put
sneak
stuff
a
in your
bunch of
boots.
snacks into a
But don't get
bag.
any ideas.
Also, yes, I did buy these.
We don't
So
promote that
don't
on this
worry,
channel. We don't promote
Philadelphia.
stealing.
So for our penultimate UGG outfit, I let the UGG inside me run wild, and I ended up in a head-to-toe UGG-themed ensemble. I see your thigh-high Uggs, and I raise you person-high Uggs. Hey, Y Project. What's good? One thing that's interesting to
Not
me
gonna
is
lie,
that
this is
I'm
a
able to actually,
sick
like,
outfit.
Get all of these other items in
Look at the
slower
colour
right
palette.
now, which I'm not sure is indicative of
That
the
colour palette
popularity
is
of
sick.
Uggs, but
She's
rather
joking
the
around, she's fooling around, but
popularity
she
of
knows what
fuzz.
she's doing.
Also, we are at
That
Valley
colour
Forge
palette's
Park
sick.
outside of Philadelphia, and I'm just letting everyone know where we are in case you hear some
Maybe it's just me,
revolutionary
but I
drums in
think
the background.
this
The
outfit
drums
is
weren't
probably the best
intentional,
one.
but they were present.
And it goes with the whole vibe.
Anyway, back to the outfit. I do think that, like, part of the point of these Uggs is that they're trying to simulate, like, the Ugg growing and, like, taking over your leg. So I thought, why not go one step further and let the fuzzy fungus consume my body in its entirety?
The fuzz rises.
Oh no.
The fuzz rises. In addition to matching the Uggs, as well as the fall foliage, I also coincidentally matched Tyler's sister's dog, Taz. So because of that, we borrowed him for the day as an additional extension of the outfit. Unfortunately for him, because, I mean, I guess he's getting a walk, but, you know, now he has to hang out with me.
He has to associate with the Uggs.
Yeah.
Sorry, Taz.
Yeah, he looks ashamed.
He's looking away.
Now, I guess we'll never know if he liked the outfit or not.
Probably thinking, why'd you buy those for so much money?
But he didn't try and chew on me, so maybe I wasn't super convincing as a human boot.
I think he's running away from the Uggs.
It's like the opposite of the carrot on a stick. It's like the carrot you don't want, just right behind you. Slowly advancing. So to wrap up our week wearing thigh-high Uggs, I decided to go for another assortment of our so-called ugly items. What am I doing here?
What terror hath you unleashed onto Pennsylvania?
So to pair with my Uggs,
Oh
I
my
brought out
gosh,
the Y
she's
Project
taking the
4-foot
piss.
long sleeve denim jacket, as well
Y
as
Project
my
on Y
ASOS band
Project.
ruffle tee and my never-before-seen hairy leggings.
Dear Thigh-High Uggs, you started on Dua Lipa and Rihanna, and now
What?
you're here. Look, we call that the reverse drape.
At first I was a bit shook. I genuinely thought those were her
Project
legs.
is a definite must, seeing as it is
was like,
also
what
from Y
happened?
Project, and it also
No, those are
features some
disgusting.
crunching elements.
You know, the wrinkles make the outfit more consistent.
I agree. I thought this outfit was going to be terrible, and it's still not great. But I feel like
Can someone tell me where she got those like hairy leggings from? Like what brand does that? Like those are
My
crazy.
favorite
What the hell?
ugly pair of pants.
It's actually probably the stretching that's most upsetting because it's giving it sort of like a greenish hue.
Yeah.
As some of you guys may know, we do
These
have
are genuinely
pairs of
hairy
ugly pants,
leggings.
including our
Who the hell
clearly
came
long
up with that
jeans,
idea?
Completely clear jeans, 8-foot long jeans, and also like a couple of other assorted pants. But it's hard to find things that will fit inside the Uggs. And I thought if I put anything plastic in there, it would either fog up or not fit. So hairy leggings it was. Now, though I wouldn't say this was our best ugly outfit, it was sort of a fun experience.
Oh my God,
wearing
she's
some
actually a
unusual
joker.
Clothing items outside of LA.
I don't know how well people are taking to it. I think they're very confused.
I've gotten a few stares. I'm not sure which item is garnering the stares, but I don't think people are loving it.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get a few stares when you're dancing like that. I mean, behaving like that. Skipping around like a little kid.
All right, I feel like we should probably head home.
Like, look at
before I'm
that.
banned
Look at
from
the way she's
Pennsylvania
walking. Of
forever.
course you're gonna get stares.
I don't know. Just stay home and eat some dinner with our hairy leggings.
I feel like if she was just strutting it and owning it, more people would not be looking at you
I
weirdly.
would honestly say I don't think they're that bad, especially in some more wintry weather.
Yeah, they're not that
where
bad.
Their imposing
Yeah.
coziness seems more justified. However, what I did think was kind of disappointing was how quickly they started to wear down, creasing in the foot, scuffing nothing in the toe, wearing down of the material where my thighs rub together, the whole shebang. As a result, I spent a lot of my time wearing these shoes, avoiding stepping into anything suspicious.
I feel like leaves make me stressed.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, there could be hidden goose poop in there.
And also avoiding knocking into anything at all.
I don't want to hit the boots.
Now, I know that
I mean, she could have just walked around, but you know.
But when you compare the size of these things to normal Uggs, I would guess it would probably take 5 times the cleanser and probably 5 times the time to clean and dry them. And that's not even addressing all the little nooks and crannies you would have to get into. So while I personally think that $1,300 is an extremely high price point for any boot pretty much ever, I think that if I were to spend that amount of money seriously on a pair of shoes, I would want them
$1,300
to be
is a lot of money
last
either way.
forever, bury me in these kind of boots. I know that might not be how fashion
Well,
works.
these don't really
but it's
last
what I
forever.
want. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked that video, make sure to shamash that like button. And if you want to see more videos like this, make sure to shamash that subscribe button. Here are my social media handles, and a big shout out to Kimberly for watching. Thanks for watching, Kimberly, and I will see you guys next.
Okay, so that's the video. I don't know. Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised. They look a lot better in person than I thought. Literally, when I saw them on the runway quite a while ago, actually. On the models, because their legs are so skinny, so it's just so baggy. It just didn't look nice. So in my head, it was just like, no, these are dead. Like, fair enough, I get it. Like, it's a talking point. It's like what Balenciaga does. And they've done it with the t-shirt shirt, the, what is it, 7-layer Parker jacket. They've done it with the Crocs, the platform Crocs. So I thought that's just what Y Project were doing. But looking at this now, it's actually pretty wearable. Like, it doesn't look that bad at all, especially when your thighs fill up the space. But like she said, they tend to slack eventually. So then they run down your leg, and I think that's not a good look as well. But what do you guys think about these Ugg boots, man? It's crazy. This is actually quite an interesting video because I haven't actually seen someone wearing them. I've just seen them on the runway. So maybe she's not the best person to wear them because she doesn't take it seriously. But yeah, it was a good video. Anyway, I'm out.